Alright, time to wrap up this year's He-Man reviews with a top 10 list of my favorite He-Man supporting characters. There are just way too many to give individual shoutouts or honorable mentions to, but for more entries, check out my prior episode reviews and maybe leave a comment with your favorite supporting character in it. Now, let's get on with the list. At number 10, Zodak the Cosmic Guardian. Zodak only appeared during He-Man's first season, but he was easily one of the more enigmatic and mysterious characters. He of course appeared in the trippy Quest for He-Man, but he also had a second appearance in the episode The Search, which, despite its promising premise, fell a little short on its execution. However, Zodak deserves props for this appearance, where he specifically tests He-Man's heroism. A revised version of the character also appeared in the 2000s version of the show, so for that he's also noteworthy. Number 9, Queen Elnora. I'm a little on the fence whether Elnora deserved to be called a supporting character, since the episode She-Demon of Phantos revolves so heavily around her. However, as I mentioned before, the writing and the character of Elnora were my favorite aspects of this episode, especially since Elnora fights back despite being cursed by Skeletor. Definitely one of the standout female characters who only got a single episode appearance. Number 8, Squinch the Widget. Squinch is just lovable, an honest fellow who wants to be a great guard. Even when things look bad, he's willing to step up to do the right thing. As I mentioned before, Squinch's best appearance was in the episode Evil and Splod, but he did appear in 2 other He-Man episodes. Number 7, Luz from Not So Blind. Not a surprise in the very least. The child characters in He-Man tended to range from super annoying to pretty okay. Luz stands out in that he's a boy with a disability who doesn't let the world get him down. In fact, Luz gets to be as much of a hero as He-Man when he and Ram-Man become temporarily blind in the episode. Not So Blind was on the revised top 10 He-Man episodes list, so if you haven't, you should already go and watch it. Number 6, Mossman. If there's one character I wish had gotten more and better appearances in He-Man, other than Stratos of course, that would be Mossman. Out of He-Man's new toy allies introduced during Season 2, he had easily the coolest powers, but unfortunately his debut episode, Here, There, Skeletors Everywhere, was memorable mostly for things other than Mossman. His second appearance, The Ancient Mirror of Avatar, finally showcased his powers pretty well, but the episode's storyline itself was really underwhelming. Again, Mossman returned for the 2000s version of the show, but I really would have preferred to have seen more of him in the original. Number 5, the Star Child. Again, child characters in He-Man were a bit of a mixed bag, but the Star Child was easily my favorite character in the eponymous episode which introduced her, even if the episode itself was more than just a little underwhelming. But you already know that her second appearance in The Bargain with Evil was excellent. The thing I like most about the Star Child is that she's not entirely helpless despite being a child character, and it would have been cool to have seen her use her special powers in more episodes. And also, that voice performance from Linda Gary is just too precious.
What's this? No hug for your king and queen?
Oops, sorry. I guess I'm too excited.
Number 4, Zagras the Comet Keeper, the central character of the very first He-Man episode. I mean, at least if you go by production code. Zagras is just a lovable, silly nutjob who loses his confidence when he accidentally creates the cosmic comet. That silly voice of his just brings a smile to my face.
Oh my! Visitors! Oh, how wonderful!
Zagras came back for another appearance in the second season, but that episode was pretty boring, so I rather recommend Cosmic Comet from Season 1, which is still one of my favorite episodes. Number 3, Uncle Montork. How could I not include Orko's favorite uncle, and I'm not talking about that episode because it sucked. But Uncle Montork is just great, someone who keeps law and order in Trolla and really just loves his nephew and looks after him. Montork's not quite as goofy as Orko, but he does his fair share of cool magic tricks, and he even got a cool episode appearance in the second season of He-Man, as well as an appearance on She-Ra. So check out both Return of Orko's Uncle and Trouble in Trolla to see Montork in action. Number 2, Granomir. Another no-brainer. Granomir is an ancient dragon who mistrusts humans initially. He debuts in The Dragon's Gift, where He-Man needs his help to save Man-at-Arms. Granomir is impressed with He-Man's selflessness and actually begins to trust him. In the episode Return of Granomir has him kicking ass at the finale. The episode Disappearing Dragons was a bit of a letdown since Granomir appeared a little bloodthirsty initially. However, the episode Battle of the Dragons has Granomir lose his magic powers, which is when he needs He-Man's help to regain them. Granomir goes through a lot of awesome character development, and truly, he's a badass, even with that silly helmet of his. And number 1, Dree-Elle. Introduced in Dawn of Dragoon, Dree-Elle becomes Orko's girlfriend and comes back for multiple appearances. She starts off as mostly a damsel in distress, but in Dree-Elle's return, her role is already much more improved. Plus, I love seeing her in the episode Trouble in Trolla. She has a slightly weaker appearance later in Season 2 in the episode The Bitter Rose, but like Montork also appeared in She-Ra in the episode The Greatest Magic. Dree-Elle is just a lovable, heroic supporting character, and I think a great counterpart to Orko. It's kind of a shame that Orko stopped flirting with Teela after she arrives on the scene, but I like the relationship these two have going. Easily the best supporting character from the show. And that's the list. Also, this is the final He-Man review series. Now, that doesn't mean I won't do any more He-Man related videos, but this year's He-Man reviews was the first time making these videos started to feel like work. You can also imagine that having to do 10 weeks of He-Man videos means I had to discard other videos that I would have liked to have done. So this is basically me saying that from now on, the He-Man videos will be dispersed along with all the other videos I do, so you can expect more of them later this year, but basically, I'm just going to stop doing 10 videos in a row. I may do shorter episode review series, maybe 3 or 5 in a row, but officially I'm done doing these long 10 video series, and instead He-Man videos will now appear whenever I feel like it. I hope you enjoyed the series, and until the next He-Man thing comes along, I have the power, so can you. He-Man.